Hi, this is Mike Evanoff, and we're recording a series of videos about Google Earth Enterprise. And in this video, I'm going to build a globe, publish it, and connect to it. I'm going to go soup to nuts in just one video so that you can get a big picture overview of what it means to build a globe and publish a globe and then have your users connect to it. So here we are with the Fusion interface, and with the Fusion interface, I'm going to open up the Asset Manager. And the Asset Manager is the tool that you're in 90% of the time you're interacting with the Fusion software, you'll be in the Asset Manager. So we'll open up the Asset Manager. And in the Asset Manager, you can see all of the data that's been ingested, all the globes that have been built. And so we're going to start and build our own from scratch and go right on through. So the first thing that I will do is I'll create a new subfolder. I'm going to put everything that I do for this video into this folder. So I'll call it AA video so that it shows up at the top. So I have my new folder. Now, in order to build a globe, we do three basic things. We create a resource. So I'll show you how to create an imagery resource. Then we add the resources to a project. And then we add projects to a database. And the database is what gets published. So first step is we create a resource. And here's my button across the top that says New Imagery Resource. So I simply click that button, and now I get a dialog box that has the steps that we need for building an imagery resource. And when I hit the Add button, this is where I go and find some imagery. And the first image that anybody ever adds to their globe is the blue marble. So that's the fairly low resolution that covers the whole world. So when you click the blue marble, you're going to have an entire globe. And then we start adding higher and higher resolution on top of the blue marble. But the very first thing we do is create a blue marble. So I'm going to open up the blue marble. And we'll be talking about masking later. But in this case, for the blue marble, we use no mask. And when we talk about creating imagery resources in later videos, we'll go through what all these different dialog boxes mean. But in the meantime, I've added my blue marble imagery, and I'm going to save this resource. And I'm going to save it into my video folder. So I'll just call this one blue marble, and we'll save it. So now, in my video folder, I have this blue marble resource. You'll notice here, though, that there's no version and there's no status. I have not yet built this resource. So I've told Fusion that I want to make this resource, but I haven't built it yet. Two ways I can build it. I can either just double click on it and do File, Build. That's one option. Or right from this interface, I can just right click on it and build. So now you should be able to see that it's in progress. So I have my blue marble resource that's being built right now. And if I'm wondering how long is this going to take, is this going to take all day or not, I could actually double click right where it says in progress, and it'll tell me all the different steps that are being done, how much processing is being done, and this little log file icon here, if I click on this, it will tell me what percentage is finished, how much time is left, so we can kind of use this interface to monitor the building of our resources. So step one is creating a resource. Step two is creating a project. So let me create an imagery project. So this is my new imagery project button. Click on that. And I can just drag and drop that blue marble resource right into the project. So I've dragged and dropped it into the project, and now I have an imagery project with one resource in it. We're going to create a bunch of imagery resources, but we only create one project. Okay, so as I create more and more resources, I just keep adding those resources to the same project. And then Fusion has all of your data in one project. So once I've created my imagery project, I can save it. And I'll save it to that same directory, the video directory. And I'll just call it imagery. And again, just like with the resource, from here I can build it, or when I look in my directory, I can build it from here as well. Now, in this video, we just create a folder that has all of our stuff in it. You can imagine if you have a project or a globe that has hundreds of imagery layers, lots of vector layers, a lot of terrain, you're not going to want it to be all in that one folder. It's just going to get too hard to manage. And so normally we would create subfolders. So here I can create a subfolder, and I can create a subfolder for imagery. I can create a subfolder under that for a particular type of imagery. So you can use this interface to organize your data and make it look, and make it look good. But for the purposes of this video, we're just putting it all in one place. So I have my resource built. I've added to the project, and the project is built. And the final step is to create a database. And so here is the database creation step. And I'm going to add my imagery project to the database. And so I'll go find it, make sure I'm in the right directory, find my imagery project, and open it. I also have a choice here to add a vector project and a terrain project, which I don't have yet. So all I have at this point is an imagery project, so we'll add that to the database. And now I can build this database. So I'll save it to my video directory. I'll call this one 3D globe. And now that it's saved, I can build it. So we've basically built a very low resolution globe with nothing but imagery on it. The same series of steps will apply for terrain data. We'll create resources, add the resources to a project, add the project to a database, and also with vector. So we're creating resources, creating projects, and add them. So in the end, you'll have a database that has one imagery project, one terrain project, and one vector project that will be your completed globe. Once I have my database succeeded, now I publish. So this has been a quick demonstration of the Fusion software, but now I'm going to publish to the Earth server. And the Earth server is a separate piece of software. And the Earth server can either be literally a separate computer. I mean, it can be a different box than the Fusion server, or you can run both the Fusion and the Earth server software on the same box. In this case, we're running them both on the same server. So I can right-click on the globe and publish. You're presented with a variety of different places to publish to. So depending upon how many Earth servers you have, how many different virtual servers you've set up on those Earth servers, you can decide which of your different servers you want to publish this particular database to. So in this case, I'll just publish it to our Student 1 virtual server. And it's published. So now I have built and published a Google Earth Enterprise database. What the end user does is they open up their Google Earth Enterprise client, and they put in which server to connect to. In this case, the server is the fusiontraining.noip.us server and /student1, because remember I published to the Student 1 virtual server. So this is what your user sees, and they can connect to the globe. And you'll see that I have just a basic globe with nothing on it other than the blue marble imagery, no vector, no terrain, just the blue marble. So those are the basic steps of creating resources, adding resources to a project, adding projects to a database, and then publishing the database so that your users can then connect to it. And in subsequent videos, we're going to go into a lot more detail on how do you create a resource, more information about projects, more information about databases. But this video was just for the big picture overview of what are the basic steps to create and publish a globe.